Well, anyone who knows me at all knows that I am seldom found without a cup of coffee close by.
That is exactly right. So you can imagine Randy's reaction when he saw that a local man had been named the world's best barista.
Especially when I heard that to win the award, you basically have to brew and serve a world-class cup of joe while giving the best speech of your life.
The barista in question is Pete Licata, Quality Assurance Manager for Parisi Brothers Coffee. Randy and producer Justin Bond found him working the counter in Union Station.
Have you ever watched people make coffee before?
I have.
Yeah?
I find it kind of this crazy tactile thing almost, where you're right in the midst of a lot of stuff going on.
Well, there's a lot of repetitive motion, there's a lot of kind of like muscle memory, things like that going on with it. There you go. Thank you.
What did you just do, mister?
So this is an espresso campana. This is espresso and whipped cream right there. Espresso campana. There you go. Thank you. I won the World Barista Championship in Melbourne, Australia. It's taking top honors of all of the baristas who are competing in this type of competition in the entire world. And so, for me to be able to say that you were the best in the world at something was almost unfathomable. And now is something that I have to think twice about before I say nonchalantly that, like, yeah, I did something that's truly exceptional.
Is this some of the tricks of the trade to take away World Cup kinds of things?
Well, this is, as far as latte art goes, this is maybe not the best latte art that's ever existed. I have a 12-ounce decaf caramel latte.
Were you training as an adolescent for this?
No. No, I definitely was not.
They didn't send you to coffee camp?
No, we actually have that now, though. That's actually a thing. We have, a barista camp where people can go and take classes and learn about coffee and how to make it properly.
Not in your day. You had to come at it old school?
Years ago, working a place called PT's Coffee, actually. That company was really, really focused on the quality aspects of coffee and the details and making everything, really, really well. And I got a lot of foundational education and really learned a lot about it and was very passionate about coffee. At one point I decided I was going to move, and I was looking for options and different things. I just kind of advanced myself in some way. So the opportunity came in Hawaii to go to Honolulu and work for a company out there. I got to work with coffee farms out there, and I got to learn how to roast, and I got to, improve my skills. In 2011, I had gone to the world competition, which was in Bogota. And that was a great opportunity. I got second place in that competition, so I felt like I had peaked in my skills and whatever else. But it was something that I had been shooting for a long time, And so this year was my seventh year competing. It was the first time I felt like I'd made a presentation that really just brought all of these elements. And I introduced the farmer who farmed the coffee. And I talked about him and talked about his methods. And then I was talking about our roaster at Parisi Coffee, because I got to work kind of side by side with him and looking at the roasting profiles that we make and how to bring out the best flavor of the coffee. And then I also introduced myself. I called myself the voice of the coffee because I'm the interaction point. I took all of these components, these three elements of coffee production and how it's made, and then I kind of wrapped it back around into a speech that also played into the drink. The different aspects of the drink also kind of represented what each of these people had done with the coffee and what they represent, how they affect it. I don't have to compete again, which is a relief and kind of a conundrum at the same time. Because what do you do?
Well, you are retiring, right? Did I see that?
Yes.
I mean, it's like you're going out the top of your game, as they say?
That is, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Describing yourself as a diplomat, is that a stretch?
I don't think so. You're going and meeting and you're representing a lot of other people, around the world, but also seeking out new relationships and bringing people together in a lot of ways. And so I think that could be described as a diplomatic type of role.
A mission, yeah. Which probably makes your employers pretty happy. I mean, I assume that they think this is a pretty cool thing.
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure they are. They've been very proud and very supportive. Quality Assurance Manager.
Is that a regular title in the beverage world?
I think so. Especially in coffee, it's becoming a much more common title, you know, mostly just because the quality aspect of a coffee is a really important part of what a coffee company does. It's important to have a person who's in that position who's double checking, making sure everything is as good as it can be or should be.
How about making me one of those macchiatos?
I think we can do that. It's just an espresso shot, in this case a double, and then just a little bit of milk and foam, you know, just a little bit on top.
Yeah, Randy's first macchiato.
Enjoy.
It's a good moment.
What it's truly about is you know, you elevate yourself on a world stage, and you know, globally people are looking up to you now. But ultimately, it's still largely about serving people great coffee in a cafe. It's just the simple things of giving someone a drink and having them say like, yeah, this is really nice. This was even unexpected. There you go. Thank you.
Pete has also been developing some other interesting beverages. I got to tell you, his lavender lemonade is a surprisingly tasty summer treat to chase that macchiato.